Hello viewers, welcome back. Coming back to Haridwar, I saw in Haridwar itself the multi talent or the kind of knowledge seeking the Piriva was, because I met a lot of people from Sanskrit scholars, Vedic scholars, huge, very big industrialist who had subjects varying from nuclear science to oil exploration to various people who have come to take his blessings. And he was really absorbing the knowledge and he was very relevant to all of them, starting from Sanskrit or Vedic or to the current happenings in life. So that time itself I was wondering how is that he is able to absorb all this and remain still fresh. So I'm going to take you through my experiences with Periva. I went to the Kanchimat maybe after Haridwar visit. I suddenly started feeling, why can't I go and observe him or be with him if I'm given opportunity for a few weekends, I was thinking. Slowly, as you see my face now, it's slightly gray hair. So I was getting better off in my approach or learnings from after meeting Periva. So I decided to go to Periva. That's the time I remember I would say my younger days in Hindustan Computers or something like that. I was in Hyderabad. So I used to go to Key School to listen to Dayananda Saraswati, I think. That time Key High School, the lecture was going on. In the evening times, just go there and see. I had some inklings like this to listen to people. I've listened to, I think, Balakrishna Shastrigal regarding Hanuman and Ramayana and great epics in Chase Tamil and very beautiful one. These are all my younger days exposure. That I took, great learnings from that Dayananda Saraswati Swamiji's speech was, I is different from the role you play. I just couldn't get anything understanding then, but over a period of times, after meeting Periva, I could sense what he is trying to say. Dayananda Saraswati ji said, I is different from the role you play is the quintessence of Bhagavad Gita. That means the I cannot get attached to the roles you play. The roles will go through its issues and process, and it will cry, it will jump, it will feel nice about it, emotionally upset about it. But the I never get attached. So it is a very highest level of philosophy which I didn't understand at all. Even now I'm trying to understand or trying to be something like understanding at the highest level of philosophy. I'm traveling still towards that. Similarly, I was reading Zen and the motorcycle maintenance, I think so. That also, the highlight of that was very clear that you live this moment. This we have heard from all the teachers, from all of us, our elders. Live now, live in the present. How the hell it's possible to live in the present, because you are pressed with so much of issues past and always thinking about what's going to happen in future. This is a very human. People advise, what is the big deal in thinking future, which you don't have control? Why do you worry about the past, which you know you have gone already through? It's a very nice sermon can be given, but one has to go through this process to understand both are really wasteful expenses, wasteful exercises, and you don't gain anything. Living in the present is a huge concept. Once you start doing that, you will experience the kind of focus, the kind of learnings you get, the kind of accomplishments you do in the living in the present. This observed from close quarters with Periva. So again, I went to Kanchimat with my, as usual, dressing sense, and I went there and sat there with Periva. I was requested permission to hang in there in the corners of the room. I just sat there. So from the beginning, what was happening was like there is a huge crowd coming in from variety of people, from people who have come to take blessings for marriage, from somebody sharing the grief, somebody is talking about their political careers, somebody is coming for their promotions, somebody is coming for advices. So multivarious people are keep on coming in, taking Ashirwad, and he is able to very pleasantly join them. Very, very great, I think, medical lab in Chennai. That gentleman was not doing well, or he was about to be, ICU, and he is suffering. So somebody from the family called and seeking his blessings. Then Periva, immediately I could see his face, just sharing the grief and traveling with the family and saying the doctor was a great man, just whisper Vishnu Sahasranam into his ears, he's going to be greatly blessed. And he more or less said that all of you get prepared for the end of his life. And he blessed them well, and he said he is going to bless all of them very well. With that, just minutes after that, there is a gentleman coming in with a full family, full entourage of family members with a lot of, flowers and fruits and the wedding invitation card. So the wedding invitation card was blessed by him. I could see immediately he could change into totally happiest mood. His face was radiating with happiness, blessing the family and just giving them Ashirwad, and started asking them about their family and the bridegroom family. He said he knew one of the side of the family, scholarly family, very good people. The couple will live very well. So all that blessings was over. And his sense of humor, I'm telling you, most of you who have been with him, the kind of sense of humor is hilarious, and he will pass a comment without any reaction on a few cases where I'll be explaining to you now. So the next one was this example of a family came in, and senior person and two people and one junior guy, must be about 35 or 30 or something like that. Whole family came in, did their namaskar and all that. Then immediately they said, he looked at them like that means, what is that you have come for and all that. Then he was taking his kumkum and prasad. Then one of that boy started crying, and he said, I made a mistake. I got into a problem with the bank, and I think I've made a mistake, Periva. Please pardon me and help me. So he just looked at him and he started. Then he looked at the parents. Oh, திருடுதனம் பண்ணி ப்ராப்ளம் வந்துட்டா கூட என்கிட்ட ஒரு வேளை அதுக்கும் பெரியவா வேணுமா? Then he laughed out at them, and he said, as long he has realized that he has made a mistake and he has stole some money or whatever the mistakes he has made, definitely that itself is a good turning point for him. And he told his parents, keep him engaged, encourage him, at the same time tell him that this cannot happen back again in life. And he encouraged him finally and gave prasad and gave a lot of confidence to the family. Then they left. The Western countries are currently going through this culture of chemicals, tablets, Prozac kind of tablets to keep your mind calm and not restless and reduce the tension, stress and all that. I was thinking, this is the methodologies used in India by elders, by Gurujis, by Gurus and the temples. This is exactly the people could come and reflect to somebody and remove their burden from their mind, at least pouring out. Today, I don't think any of us in our family or all our friends and relatives, nobody has a time for others. I think that was the message he was probably trying to give it to all of us, is to just pass on whatever he is doing. He is asking us to pass on to our own friends, relatives or whomsoever come to us with their problems or with their success or with their issues or with this celebration mood. He is just saying that participate it in full with them. That gives a huge appreciation or huge commitment to each other. That really builds relationship. This is a real message I got. So the counseling starts from Mutt, even though he can't handle everybody, thousands of people coming in and sharing with them, but he was giving some examples of this. Then another point of humor I was trying to arrive at was, you should see that a lot of politicians used to come. This was very interesting for me, probably I'll share with you. So all of them were among themselves fighting for donation to Thiruvannamalai temple. You must be aware, most of the people in Tamil Nadu will be aware of the Thiruvannamalai temple. The Thiruvannamalai temple is the Siddha's place, like one of the biggest temple of Lord Shiva is there. There is Girivalam, they say, during the Paurnami time, they used to go around the temple by walk, And there are Ramana Maharishi and great rishis had their ashram there. It's a very, very renowned place. It's called Jnanasthalam. Jnanam means the knowledge, the place of knowledge. So for that temple, a lot of people, these people who have come with the dhoti clad, with the color of the party color and all will be there. So they had come and they started fighting among themselves and some sound was coming and Periva just turned and there, Vanga Vanga, please come sit down. He said, what is your argument among yourself? What's the issue? And all that he was asking. Then he said, Sami, they used to call Periva as a Sami. சாமி நீங்கள் சொல்லுங்கள், இப்போ வந்து திருவண்ணாமலை கோயிலுக்கு நாங்கள் எல்லோரும் டொனேஷன்லாம் கலெக்ட் பண்ணிவிட்டு கோயிலுக்கு விமர்சையாக பண்ணோன்னு இருக்கோம். வி வாண்ட் டு டேக் இட் அப். நாங்கள் எங்கள் தலைவருக்கு ஒரு துத்தஸ்தம்பம் இருக்குது, அது கட்டுறதுக்கு அவங்களுக்கு பர்மிஷன் கொடுங்க, இது கொடுங்க, நீங்கள் ரெக்கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்கள், நாங்கள்லாம் செலவழிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. தென் he was laughing at them and he said, I am very happy that all of you are fighting to do something for the temples. I am really impressed. At the same time, you should be aware, Tiruvannamalai is a Jnanasthalam. So you will get lot of Jnanam. But are you all interested in getting Jnanam now or more monies now? Then he just started laughing to them. If you want to get more monies, more power and all that, you should go to Tirupati, not to Tiruvannamalai. So best is all of you contribute, give it to the charity people. Don't even write in the tube lights donated by so and so. Don't even say that. So just give it to them. Are you all aware that your own great person, he was talking about a music director who is from his original name, now he is being called as a Isai Jnani. That's where he got the Jnanam from this place. So if you all decided to become Jnanis from political Jnanis, then you should go to Tiruvannamalai. Again, there's a bit of sense of humor out there. And then next day or later, I met a huge crowd from then Rajasthan Chief Minister Entroj coming into the mutt. The huge crowd, funfair and all, they are coming inside and sitting with Periva. Then very normal discussions came and then Periva was saying that, I mean, a lot of Rajasthanis and Jains and Marwadis are huge crowd, I mean, huge population in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu also, in Kanchipuram also. He was explaining about Atiti. In Tamil we say Virindombal, or we say in English how to treat people, or how to give hospitality to the people and all that we say in Surat. He started explaining about Atiti. Atiti Murai. அப்படின்னா பசியோட வரவாளுக்கு நம்ம கூப்பிட்டு உங்களுக்கு சாப்பாடு போடுறதுங்கிறது ஒன்று. இன்னொன்று வந்து people who are just coming in, I think it's in marketing it's called a latent demand. Latent demand is never known outside. We are all having some demand or wishes inside, but we are not able to express what we want. So what he was trying to explain, this Atiti, is that being a good Atiti is before somebody asking you, can you give this, or asking or coming home to have food, which is all very clearly defined. But those people who are coming in and you are able to identify their needs and give them the kind of food, that is the best Atiti practice. So he was saying, why not you create a nice Bhojanalaya, Rajasthani Bhojanalaya or Jain Bhojanalaya in Kanchi itself, and why can't you do that at the earliest, so that a lot of people will really wish and pray for the welfare of all of you. This will be a best thing to happen. Then suddenly one of the Entroj, or the head of the whole crowd along with the Chief Minister, suddenly asked, Swamiji, Amara Chief Minister, Kab Prime Minister ho jayega. Then he also started laughing. So the issue is the growth, how to become from Chief Minister to Prime Minister. So I will also give you Ashirwad for that also. Like that he said, then he stood up and just went inside the room. So this is where he was a tasking he had of receiving people, all kinds of people, variety of people. That's how, he was handling people. Then the lessons, what I learnt from this was that he was able to attract all kinds of variety of people, variety of people drawn from various walks of life. And that is started happening, I'm told. His Guru's Agya was to expand the reach of Kanchimat. That's how he started moving with people. Then I saw, then very, very nice phrase he said was, do not build new temples. It was astonishing initially. How can Kanchi Acharya, Guru, say, don't build temples? Kovil kattadinga inime. I was taken back. Then very beautifully he said, I think it is printed all over subsequently. He said, do not build new temples. Please take care of the existing temples itself. Then he said, there are so many temples all over the India which has not been taken care at all. Instead of creating new supplies, he said, just go and even at least buy oil and give it to those temples. The Velakku, let them light the lamps. Velakku ஏத்தி வைக்கட்டும் அந்த கோவில்ல. எல்லாம் பாழடைஞ்ச கோவிலா இருக்கு. இந்த கோவில், all the temples are really dilapidated and not taken care at all. Once you start that, so he was again coming to our Prozac issue. Instead of Prozac, if all the temples around, for each, I think those days it was there for about every 1,000 people or every 2,000 people there was a temple. The temple was the meeting place. People can go and comfortably interact without any prejudice, or that some small functions used to take place, small cultural programs used to take place. That was the idea of such temples, and with definitely the architectural vibrations were giving to the public at large, that was healing people. All these were done very, very scientifically, which we are not aware, and it has not been documented or given a rationale why these temples are. I think that was his objective, is to upkeep the temples, which can at least resolve people's tensions or mind, or keep them in celebrative mood, or keep them in a happy mood. So that was the objective of these temples. So he was saying, then I saw a lot of youngsters coming in. He was giving them very, very clear directions to all of them, saying that, look, I'm not asking you to do anything too much or anything. Just adopt some 10 temples each of you. எல்லாரும் ஒரு 10 கோயில் எடுத்துங்க. அந்த 10 கோயிலுக்கு உண்டான ஆயில் வாங்கிட்டு போங்க. விளக்கு எரியுதான்னு பாருங்க. அப்போ you will see மகிழ்ச்சி, means happiness in the face of your own small town or small village or small street, about 5,000 people, 500 people. அவங்க முகத்தில் கிடைக்கிற பிரகாசத்தை பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, அந்த கோவிலுக்கு விளக்கு ஏற்றி பிரகாசம் ஏற்றிட்டிங்கனாலே that place will become bright. So this was his real direction to the youngsters in terms of the temples. From these observations, then I wanted to really share with you on the one more corporate person who traveled with me to Delhi. So I'm going to give you that experience, and after that I have two very, very nice incidences what I cherished, and I'm going to share with you. One was definitely the role of Periyava, structured by his Guru Paramacharya. Then the other one was again on the terms of politics, or whatever you call it today. I was fortunate, I was blessed to sit on in the corner like this, along with him, all the Muslim leaders regarding Ayodhya settlement. Thank you.